Sun, sun, sun. Fun, fun, fun. Right now, the Earth is at the perfect distance to enjoy the life-giving benefits of our sun. Things aren't too hot, things aren't too cold. They're just right. But what if the sun lurched forward a bit and got closer to planet Earth? What would happen then? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today I'm asking, what if the sun moved closer to Earth? Sizzle, sizzle, fry, fry. Everybody dies. Before we get into this video, I want to ask you guys why you think we have never given the sun a name. I guess we did name it Sun until we started calling other stars suns, and then it seemed kind of insignificant. All of the other planets in our solar system have a name, and I think our sun should have one too. I'd call it Shale. I don't know why, it just came to me. Also, while you're down there naming the sun, why don't you leave this video a thumbs up and share it with a space-loving buddy. I also learned something pretty interesting just now, and I wanted to share it with you. This is the universal symbol that scientists have come up with to denote the sun. A circle with a dot in it. So while the sun doesn't have a name, it does have a symbol. Pretty cool, right? So, the sun. Right now we are living in a astrobiological habitable zone, the circumstellar habitable zone. We sometimes just call it the Goldilocks zone, as it is just right for housing life as we know it. Anyway, the conservative habitable zone falls within the optimistic habitable zone. Planet Earth almost is perfectly in the middle, but there is one planet that is the most habitable, seemingly. Gliese 667cc falls right bang in the middle. The exoplanet is 23 light years away from us in the constellation of Scorpius and could be a good option for future colonization. Habitable zones are places where surface liquid water is likely to be discovered, which is a key element in life, again, as we know it. The thing is about the habitable zone is a concept which has very much been created with our needs in mind. It's habitable for us. Humans need water, light, oxygen, but we have evolved in response to the conditions of our planet. Because of the way Earth orbits the sun, it's never the same distance away day to day. At its farthest, the sun is 152,095,701 kilometers away for us. At its closest, the sun is just 147,098,074 kilometers away. A small difference in the sun's distance, and when I say small, I just mean a few million kilometers. It's all good. But if the sun was significantly closer, well, that would be a problem. Our neighboring planet Venus, the second rock from the sun, is just 108 million kilometers away from the sun, and it's El Scorchio there. The mean surface temperatures are around 462 degrees Celsius or 863 degrees Fahrenheit. The factors aren't the same as Earth, but nonetheless, naught can survive upon Venus's blistering surfaces, including water. If there was any anyway, it would have evaporated long ago. The thing is, while the sun does move, it orbits the center of the Milky Way, taking us with it as it goes. It isn't in the business for lurching forward closer to us. That just isn't how it works. We are locked into a gravitational orbit with the sun, and now unless there was something supermassive that came along and gave us or the sun a good shove, that orbit will remain steady. If the sun gained mass, then Earth would be drawn closer to it. But being a burning hot ball, the sun is constantly shifting mass to energy. It can't gain more. Although, just to make things a little bit more complex, it seems that the more the sun converts its mass into energy, the bigger it gets. Let me explain. The sun fuses hydrogen into helium, making it burn baby burn. It seems that the sun loses mass at the rate of 4 million tons a second, which sounds like a lot, but comparatively to the size of the sun, this is pretty negligible. So while this doesn't affect our orbit, this does mean the sun is getting hotter, and as it gets older and bigger in terms of flame size, things could be a bit of a problem. In that respect, the sun will move closer to us. The sun is currently around 4.5 billion years old, and in around 5 billion years, it's going to reach its end of life phase. Before that, in 1.1 billion years, the sun will have expanded by 10%, making its rays hotter and brighter to Earth. In 3.5 billion years, the sun will be 40% brighter than it is now. This is danger time for the planet. 10%? We might be able to deal with. Perhaps by that point, human development could create giant reflectors to send some light back into space to stop the sun heating up our surface temperatures. Even then, this will likely be enough to melt what may be left of our polar ice caps, which would mean huge floods to coastal areas, whereas hotter temperatures across the globe will increase droughts in landlocked areas. If the sun got much brighter than that, and the flames got closer, well, our Earth would be irreparably scorched. First, the lakes will boil and evaporate, and then the ocean. We would likely be long dead by then, but if we weren't, kissing goodbye to our water would be a final nail in the coffin. When the sun reaches the later part of its life, the red giant phase, it will expand very close to Earth indeed. It is calculated that the sun will swell so large that it will consume Mercury and Venus, and it is quite likely that Earth will be sucked in too. Goodbye Piccadilly. Farewell Leicester Square. Our distance to the sun determines our seasons, ocean currents, climates, and radiation on Earth. If we were to shake up that key factor, well, it would very much upset the force. A closer sun in simple terms means that we would be knocked out of the habitable zone, which again, in simple terms, means death for all. Maybe by the time the sun does expand and its flames get closer to Earth, humans will likely have moved to a new habitable zone. Maybe. Maybe by this time Mars will be looking pretty cushy, or if we found a way to travel the speed of light or faster, well maybe we could haul ass to another star. Sorry sun, thanks for all the memories. Good job we never gave you a name so we couldn't get too attached, right? So that is that. What did you think to this video? Aren't you happy the sun is where it is? And we are where we are. It's pretty perfect. Let me know all of your thoughts and do let me know what you would name the sun. Also while you're down there, why don't you leave a thumbs up on this video and share it with a friend who needs a question answered today. Before I go, I'm just gonna read some comments from a recent video. That was, what if a black hole appeared in New York City? Drama drama. Zazu Zerkor Salazar, great name by the way, said, if a black hole appeared in NYC, I would take a trip to the other side of the Milky Way. When you put it like that, sounds kind of fun. Dino, however, hit the nail on the head when they gave us a cold dose of reality. They said, what actually happens? New York gets engulfed by a black hole in seconds, and the same goes with the rest of the world in the end. I'm a genius. Yeah. Did you watch the video before commenting that? Because if so, you got your GDI from me. If not, you're right. Black hole opens up anywhere, the rest of the world goes pretty quickly, right? It's inconsequential. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Once again, I do invite you to leave a thumbs up. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate. I'll catch you in the next one, but until then, please do stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.